I'm
You're
ready.
ready?
How do I
told
love
you.
Dennis's head just peeking through on the side all the time?
Yes,
It's just the
yes,
most fun.
yes.
Hello, welcome to Tuesday, June 10th. June 10th. June 10th. Our
You do know I intentionally don't fix it because you keep fucking bringing it up.
Yes, I know, but it's just so
It
I
would be
ignore it. I don't want you to fix it. It's
no,
good.
no. You just totally didn't not
What?
ignore it.
What? So welcome back, the Jackie Chair, Dennis.
Hi.
We missed you, but you missed nothing. How about that?
I followed along with the listening thread, and I
Yeah.
realized I missed fucking nothing.
You
And then
missed-
I listened to today's show in 45 minutes. 45 minutes.
I wonder, can you
Including-
speed up can you speed it up like you can on podcasts? You know the way you can go to like 1.5 or 1 3/4?
No, the app is an absolute piece of shit,
Yes.
and you cannot fast forward. I had to keep on hitting the 15-second button.
Yes, that's what I do.
Like a absolute retard. I had to
So
sit there-
sometimes I just hit the arrow. I just hit the arrow, go to like whatever the next segment is.
Oh
and
no,
then back up.
I kept on skipping, hoping there would be something funny happening.
No, but there was
or
nothing.
weird or interesting. Instead, I got more. It was just the same thing about 2 minutes later.
Dennis' hair is growing in thicker now. Yeah, he's been gone for so long. He went to visit grandma and he
I'm almost unrecognizable.
Exactly. We did revisit Mr. Dangle's interview with P. Diddy because it was just perfection. Honestly, we had to.
Yes.
And we had Jeremy Harrelson in yesterday, whom we learned is going into the hospital for hip replacement surgery. And we were, hoping against hope he'd have to stay in the hospital and maybe we could interview him from there. But that usually doesn't really work out that well. And then we had our new friend Ant came in last week with Autobot Al as well, not the same day. And I think you'd really like Ant. He was fun and funny and engaging. He's also Puerto Rican and Italian from the Bronx, and he does a sports show. So we had him on for the Stephen A. Smith show, and that was kind of fun. Yes, thank you, Autobot Al. I wore it just because I know that you asked whether or not I was going to be going to see him in his newest tour, and I said nay, because I saw him on Broadway.
Did you say nay?
Sarah Jessica Parker.
Because I think that when I saw him on Broadway, he did so many songs that he usually doesn't play in concerts. So
Name one. Name one.
I can't right now.
Really?
Hold on, I will tell you.
Frankly, Mr. Shankly, the position I've held.
Broadway. I can't believe you're gonna make me fucking do this. I'm like a cat with a shiny goddamn toy.
No,
that if you do
I'm
this.
just curious. No, you said that with conviction, so I thought maybe you had something.
You know why? I'll tell you why. Because I used to have the videos up on our website, and then Bon Jovial, when he was like changing my whole YouTube channel around, deleted all of my Morrissey stuff, and so I couldn't really tell you. I don't even know.
It's not that important. I'm just.
It is important because it should have been.
Does he play "The Queen Is Dead"?
He played Wedding Bell Blues, Alma Mater's I Wish You Lonely, Hairdresser on Fire, Speedway, How Soon Is Now, Back on the Chain Gang by the Pretenders, That Joke Isn't Funny Anymore, Morning Starship, Is It Really So Strange, World Peace Is None of Your Business. The set list also featured If You Don't Like Me, Don't Look at Me, Munich Air Disaster, 1958, Trouble Loves Me, The Bullfighter Dies, Jack the Ripper, Scandinavia, Every Day Is Like Sunday, and First of the Gang to Die.
I say no, you say yes, but you will change your mind.
Yes. All right. Let us get this shit show started. So, what happened today? Nothing.
Filler. It was literally filler.
It was filler, and it was a lot of talk about Ozempic, which we're going to get into.
I smell a new sponsor.
Who's like babe? They don't need it.
It doesn't matter. They have so much money to throw around.
Though, but here's the thing: most of them aren't on Ozempic. That's the thing. They're on like the X brand that you get from.
You got to remember, this is the wig ulterior motives.
He doesn't get drugs. He doesn't get drugs.
How do you know?
Drugs don't ever advertise with him. Never.
Yeah. Well, they have so much cash, and
they don't need him.
He may have a new person to help kind of wrangle this in.
Of all fucking people, the last person they need is a self-contaminated anorexic fucking gargoyle like him to promote their product. You know?
Well, he's actually thin.
He looks
horrible, but
he does look absolutely
he's horrible looking, but
I know.
So can we baseline this by saying that how many shows do we have at this point? 6, 9? We're under single figures at this point, right?
What are you talking? How many has
summer
left?
Break? To summer break.
I'd say after tomorrow we probably have 6.
6 shows.
Would push for 9.
Easily under 9.
Let's go with 9.
Yeah, I think easily under 9, and I think I mean the quality of product that he's putting out. I mean, not that he's ever put out a quality product, but the fact that just completely just willing to run out of gas and let the car coast to the side of the freeway at this point. That's his attitude. He doesn't give a fuck. He doesn't give a fuck. He's just like, fuck it. Let's just get through this.
Well, that's what he's doing. He's phoning it in. Nothing he's doing is exciting or novel or fun.
Or interesting. Gotta remember, interesting.
Well, that's a given. So let's start our little shit show. See where it gets us. Let me see how many clips I have today. I have 17 clips, and I was being very judicious in picking. I don't know. I deleted some stuff that I had that was of no interest to anybody whatsoever.
I mean, literally after the first commercial break, there's absolutely nothing.
No, that's why most of my clips are always from the first hour of the show. Always. I mean, and then it just kind of, just
there is something I do want to talk about in the second half though that I heard and I just like.
All right, well maybe I have it. I don't know.
Yeah, maybe you do. That's why I'll just hold on.
Okie dokie. All right, so let's start our show. Greetings, everybody. Welcome, chat, and let's get it going.
Yeah, motherfucker. Yeah. Oh. Hi-yo. Hey-yo. Hi-yo. Hey-yo. Hi-yo. And come on now.
All the energy of a wake.
Hi-yo. Come on, say it. Hi-yo.
Shut up.
Jesus, come on. Jesus.
You did miss out on Emily last night. Emily was a gift.
I watched it on radiogunk.com/forums/Howard Stern.
She was a gift.
Insane.
She was a gift. She is insane. And she was a gift.
I don't know what her dad did to her, but Jesus. Goddamn.
Her dad ruined her for men. You know that. That's a story.
Ruined her for everything.
I'll get the new Gunk Happy Meal. Plastic little Monique wearing a snort shirt. As much as I keep thinking about snort shirts now, I just one of those things that just I can't tell you how many pieces of paper, because I have tons of pieces of paper that I write shit on, have Snurch t-shirt on it. Snurch t-shirt. And I just kind of forget about it because who is going to buy a fucking Snurch t-shirt?
Well, no, what you do is you just have a hand like this and then a Snurch.
Just a Snurch.
You never know. It might catch on.
If it hasn't caught on here, it's not going to catch on anywhere.
Well, why? Look at this John Doe. Snurchandise. I mean, there's a whole thing there. You gotta admit, that's something right there.
That's what Tutu says. Emily walked in on Uncle Ralph and Dad in the basement. That's what happened.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah, absolutely right.
Now the question is, was it a sexual organ or a fist? It's like she's like walking by. It's like, why does it sound like someone has their hand stuck in a jar of mayonnaise?
Nobody needs to know this. So you may or may not
went
know
to investigate, and here we are.
He created a new song, And
Oh, of course he
Yes,
did.
the greatest song, the most unbelievable song.
Yes,
yeah.
yes,
So you need to know about that and hear some information because you need details. And
Oh, absolutely.
we're here to provide you with those details. So here we go.
yes.
Oh my God. You see what I'm wearing today? I'm wearing a Howard Stern sweatshirt.
Oh, swag.
I didn't
right.
know it said Howard Stern. I said, oh, he's got a nice
Yeah, look at the back.
blue sweatshirt.
Look at the back.
Oh, look at that. The logo and everything.
Yeah. Well, what
Logo.
happened was there was a moment in time, I would say a year and a half or so ago, I was like, maybe we'll make a sweatshirt. And so this was like the prototype. And I like it. I like the way it looks and everything. It's cool. And then they were like, so do you want to do merch for the show? Do you want to make a sweatshirt and you can sell it? And I said, I was talking with several people.
Literally the enthusiasm.
Oh, it is unreal. I mean, I've heard
mouse in a dog's mouth. Like
wait, honestly, the enthusiasm equals like when you're deciding to pull the plug. Yeah. I mean, that's where literally. That's the level
at this point, his enthusiasm, he makes Fillmore seem like an auctioneer.
And someone said to me, I remember who it was, but you wouldn't know this person. He said to me, "You really want to be responsible for selling fucking sweatshirts?" Like, they go, you. If the sweatshirts aren't selling, you're going to be out everywhere promoting fucking sweatshirts.
Really? So by his theory of analysis, if he puts out a sweatshirt, that could easily just be some stupid thing that they plug on like Facebook or YouTube or whatever. Do you really think he'd be plugging it? And what does that say for Beth's t-shirts and
listen,
the sells? And
let me tell you what's going on. You ready?
Tell me.
Beth, as we spoke about in the last 24 hours, has been wearing Bon Jovi and Kimmel swag. Like, I don't know, like it's.
That's all they wear. They wear is like swag bag shit at home.
Well, listen, she's been wearing that shit like 24/7.
Stars, they're just like us.
He noticed it, and now he's having this conversation.
Well, apparently they've been giving out these sweatshirts, or they're buying them, and you'll get more details on this one.
No. In fact, what's his name? Bill Hader was on Kimmel once, promoting the last season of Barry, and he did an anecdote where he thinks that he told Kimmel that his kids think that Kimmel is a sweatshirt company because
he has so much swag from the show.
He's been on Kimmel so many times. He's got and I guess one of the daughters likes to wear it, and so clearly all the Kimmel stuff is fucking it's like fucking you got to keep the kids in Bangladesh employed. So there's that.
Well, this is true.
Anyway, so here we are.
So the Jimmy Kimmel Show here on ABC Network. Let me see if they have like a merch.
Absolutely,
section.
they do.
They do. I mean, all the late night shows have that gift shop and shit.
They freaking Hawk and Chinik. I mean, it's horrible. I mean, it really is.
Do you really think that Howard would have to go out to hawk a fucking t-shirt?
You got to remember, he's an imbecile. He doesn't understand the internet or the way it works.
No, I agree.
He has no idea.
100%. He doesn't understand.
STDs, disgusting lumpy goiter, formerly Eugene. Yes. Do you think Howard will go to Robin's funeral? Yes, I do.
Yes, absolutely.
Yes, absolutely.
But he will be cordoned off from everybody else.
That's right. And he'll walk in quickly behind the VIP section and then as quickly walk out after.
Will Beth wear her smart hooker glasses?
Yes, absolutely.
Yes, she will. All right, let's continue with the swag. Here we go.
So we had these sweatshirts, and my wife loved them. And she said, I'm going to buy a few. I said, well, you can't. I said, I'd have to have them made. So the company that made this, we said, could we just buy, so we bought a bunch.
In different colors, or is there a standard color?
Well, I think they're in different. I think this is the main color, but I think there are some different colors. But in any case, then when people started seeing those, we have a swag bag for the guests where we give them, parting gifts.
Hang on.
I was talking to her after the show, and she said to me, "Oh my God, you guys! I love being on the show, and you guys have the best swag bag."
Wait. He's had since January maybe less than 20 people on his show, and of those 80% of those are Zoom calls. the fuck's he talking about? Getting swag bags.
Well, they're in the office.
Yeah. Like fucking, like literally, there's been like
They're in the office.
6 people. I know. There's literally been, yeah, but he's talking about like fucking like he like the whole point of swag is, yeah, you give it to your crew, but you know, like he makes it sound like it's like the Oscars where you get that gift bag when you come in.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, I was just thinking the same thing.
Yeah.
He's literally saying it's like the $300,000 Oscar bag.
Exactly.
I mean, seriously, no.
Wait till you hear all the amazing things that are in said swag bag.
Is this like a Howard's favorite things?
Yeah, it's kind of turning into that. In fact, I'm thinking of including. I'm in the middle of. I had with the guitar. When I was into pens, we started giving a pen. When I was into journals, we started putting a journal in there.
Really?
When I was into well, anyway. Now
What about barbecuing? What about photography?
I'll give them another plug. They're not a sponsor, but Dunlop, Jim Dunlop picks, guitar picks.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
And they're thinking. They said to me, "Would you want some with your logo on it?" I said,
They
"Sure,
didn't
I'd
say
love
it
to
to
see that."
you
So if they
because you
turn out
just
good, I'll put it
stuttered
in the
on that.
swag bag.
You just plugged it.
That comes. I'll throw in the picks. I think that would be good in the swag bag. What do you think? The Dunlop.
Well, I mean, if people don't play guitar, what are they going to do?
Yeah, but
with
it's
it?
fun. But that's the come on.
I mean, I can see that they could use a sweatshirt and a pen and.
Yeah, nobody needs a fucking
Wait,
pen.
who the fuck uses a pen at this point?
A pen?
Quick, everybody in chat, think about the last time you used a pen.
A
Hold
pen?
on.
Anything.
It's right here.
Yeah. When's the last time you really used it?
Hold
I
on,
use
wait.
it every day.
Wait. So
Yeah, 'cause
wait,
you
a
write-
pen?
no.
Wait a minute. I have handfuls of
Okay,
pens. I
okay.
don't need a fucking another pen.
Apparently, I'm doing a show with like the 1980s over here.
Look at all the pens I got. I got handfuls of fucking pens.
I'm sorry.
Pens everywhere.
Okay, Mo.
What?
What did I say when the show goes off the rails? What do I always have in the bank?
What?
What do I have in the bank ready for?
Oh, I don't know. Oh my God, what?
You know what? I don't like your attitude. I'm not gonna play it.
You're talking pens? You said who uses a pen?
I have
Yeah,
pens. I have pens everywhere.
Besides you guys, who the fuck uses a pen?
Anybody that knows how to write?
Exactly.
No, I don't.
Look, I found another pen.
I use a pen every day. Every day I use pens.
Pen here.
Sometimes I get a check in the mail. I have to sign it, and then
Even the intrepid assistant uses a pen every day.
of course the intrepid assistant. By the way, all these red pens that I'm looking at right now, they're all like dead. Let me see.
Ha! That's good. Did you know that the big company was originally called Bitch Company because of French guys, and they actually had to change the name from
Bitch?
to Bitch. Yeah.
I love that.
My nice metallic BMW pen. Look at this thing. It's heavy.
Yes.
My green pen.
Let's continue to let's rock the pen theme. Because
Why not?
Yeah.
Beautiful green pens.
Apparently, I'm the only one living in the 2020s.
But what happens when you get a check? What do you do with it?
When's the last time I got a check? Every
I
time
don't know.
He doesn't get checks.
Yeah. No.
It's another pen. See?
Yes.
Pen.
Can you
All
show
right.
us your atticus while you're at it?
I could go dig mine out if you like.
Yes. Could you please? Hey
I have an
guys.
advocate.
Next week our show's going to be exclusively on Speak and Spell.
You're retarded. You really are a fucking retard.
Yes.
I can't believe you can ask a question. And meanwhile,
Yes,
I'm
yeah.
literally-
Look at these guys. Look at these guys with the fucking pen.
I'm going through every pen. I'm trying to like see.
In fact, you know
All
what?
right,
We're not even going to do
Swag
podcast
for the veterinary hospital.
You know what we're gonna do? We're gonna take some Post-its and we're gonna write one word on every page, and then
Mechanical pencil.
And then what
Look
we're
at
gonna do is we're gonna flip it really hard, fast, and we'll create animation. That's gonna be our show moving forward. How's that? Okay, let's do that while we're at it. Huh? Yes.
What's wrong with you?
What's wrong with you?
I don't know. I like writing.
Yeah,
I like writing too.
I
write
don't. I
When
don't.
I do my
Fuck writing.
videos, I actually write
Fuck
shit
writing.
down.
I have
Fuck
like this, I have
writing.
really, really nice thick paper that I write on every day.
Yes,
I make
you
notes on shit that I want to
Yes,
do,
yes.
and
I
things
have
wanna...
like big notepads like this.
Yeah, you got paper all over the fucking...
I got a box of them. I got a box of them down here.
This is awesome, man. Can you show us your inkwell, guys, while you're at it?
Hold on, let me go dig it out.
Yes, please. And which plume do you use for which font? Do you have like a specific bird type that you use for a different, like Old English? Is that
ridiculous?
Is that complete? Like for Old English, is that an emu or an ostrich? Like, what are we talking about here?
Being snarky. Now, meanwhile, look at these fucking picks. One pick goes for like $9.99.
$9.99.
No, dude, and that's like 1,000% markup, bro.
Well, yeah. I mean, it's a piece of plastic with a print on it. I mean,
yeah, exactly.
Look at these. You get these for free at the Guitar Center, and they're $5.40. Please tell me it's more than one pick. Let's see. Select a pack. Oh, here, 12 pack. Oh, 12 for $5.49. 72 for $24.99. And then
what about the printed ones? There were ones that were printed.
Let's go see. Let's take a look. See. Does it show you printed ones?
I thought there were ones that were like fancy. No.
Okay. There we go.
Like that one. Okay.
Sure. Why not? Let's go with that.
So $9.99 for 10.
12.
Oh, 12. Yeah.
12. There are two types of people in this world: people who take pens and people who leave pens. Yes, thank you for that wisdom.
Yeah, I left mine in 1995.
I do both.
Oh my God.
Yes.
All right. So getting into this conversation about this was just the most delicious thing he said all day. Here we go.
I mean, when we made the switch to, a paywall, I happen to believe they get
Wait, listen.
a great product. It's in your car. You got all kinds of commercial-free music, and you got, all these people. Now you got Stephen A. Smith and Mad Dog and all. It's a great service and
Listen to this bullshit.
everything, but you're still saying to your audience, you have to pay for something.
More.
More.
Yeah, more is exactly right.
The show, and you don't have to sit through all the bullshit.
What bullshit? You mean the commercial breaks? That bullshit? You have to sit through commercial break. You don't have to sit through all the bullshit. So the bullshit is your commercial breaks, which you do not sit through.
I'm amazed that he almost got it right, because he is behind a double fucking paywall.
Yes.
Because you have to go up a level, which is another paywall.
Absolutely.
You have to pay more.
And I mean, the balls on him, the lack of self-awareness, because he thinks that this is like a badge of honor at this point, like, that he's in a paywall. No, it's actually kind of embarrassing because
you still get ads.
Yes, you get ads, but it's embarrassing because other people that are behind a paywall are behind a single paywall. They're not behind multiple paywalls.
Yeah.
And their content is free after a day or two.
Exactly.
Like Joe Rogan's shit is free on YouTube like a day or two later.
Yeah.
Which is fine. And he still makes money on that too.
Yep.
Yes.
And it's like, and this clown doesn't understand that A, he does a podcast and he doesn't understand what the ramifications are. And B, he's behind a double paywall and doesn't understand what he's doing is insulting to the word paywall.
Yeah,
absolutely. I've never been more disappointed than when I paid for Cox and found out the Spice Channel was extra.
So Xavier revealed yesterday that he watches porn just for fun. Like he just...
Yes, I do.
Like
I'm watching it right now. I'm watching it right now, dude. You should see what they're doing to this girl's butt right now.
Jesus Christ. Can you imagine if you watch porn like 24/7, your mind would be like...
you would be desensitized. I mean, completely.
Yeah.
Yes.
Because the people I know, honestly,
I gotta ask you, do you really think that little of me? Do you think that was actually like a real?
Of course not. I just thought I'd mention it again because you shocked me. You gave me shock value yesterday. Just so you know,
that is shock value.
It's just,
yes.
I was just trying to envision somebody actually watching porn all fucking day long. I just.
Well, his name was Gary Puppet, and well, you know what he was. He
would step across the line habitually. He's a habitual line stepper.
Line stepper. That's right. He's a line stepper. He's got so many of them, Dennis, from the last week and a half. All right, so let's get into a little robbing cancer talk because
Sarah Jessica Parker.
Cancer talk seemed to be it was interesting, actually. You know, 'cause,
Interesting.
I feel like, and there's some really good
Getting curious, actually. That's
kind of curious. Yeah, let's talk about it. Here we go.
Yesterday, I was taking a walk. I called Rob and we talked about our various ailments. And then after that,
We're
we,
getting
Wait,
like
what?
old people.
Ailments.
oh, yeah, we're
Who's
not
that?
getting like,
No, his? He's got ailments?
We've been
you
like,
know,
Ailments, yes.
I was thoroughly depressed because I love you so much. And I hate to hear when you're struggling. I don't mean I hate to hear it. I want to hear it. But I also want to give you a hug and just tell
How?
you you're the bravest person I know. Honest to God.
Not
And you're
so
not
brave.
you are.
I
and
have
you're not
no
a complainer.
choice.
You're not a complainer. I mean, you know, I feel terribly. You know, Robin's going through cancer and chemo and stuff and all this stuff. I call her and go, Robin, I had a horrible cold for 2 weeks. And she starts, you know, empathizing with me. And I'm like, she must think I'm such a dick.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm
Think.
sure she does.
Think.
Yeah.
So, you know, I want to give her a hug. You'd have to actually see her in person, which you're never going
that
to
ain't
do.
happening.
So
Here he
there's
did
a
it once a-
problem.
He did it once a decade meeting with her. He's good.
Well, if we want to go back to, well, you know what? I'll wait till we go to the Ozempic talk, because then we'll look at the Sarah Jessica Parker from yesterday, and
From who?
the Sarah
Jessica Parker.
Yes, Sarah Jessica Parker from yesterday, and see what Robin was looking like. Okay, hold on a second. Sarah, hold on.
Did she change out of the hospital gown?
Hold on, I need to play this just one more time because why the fuck not? Here we go.
Full of disgusting words and acts, including Sarah Jessica Parker, who is mentioned 465 times. Matthew Broderick, are you upset your wife is made fun of so much in the book?
Well, obviously, I just think it's wrong to make fun of anybody's physical appearance. My wife is a beautiful woman, and I know that most people agree with me.
Uh-huh. And Matthew, how come a transvestite donkey witch is standing next to you, and why is it wearing a dress?
Transvestite donkey
Donkey
witch is just God. I see that's
It's very accurate.
See, I had to do the title for yesterday because I needed to get the Sarah Jessica Parker horse joke in.
Transvestite donkey witch is an amazing T-shirt. Just so
You would think Mark Twain wrote that.
Yes.
It's fucking brilliant. All right, let's move on.
Oh, you were going to show us Robin from yesterday. That's what you were doing.
Oh, I was gonna wait until Ozempic, but sure.
Oh, okay. Wait till Ozempic.
Okay, we can.
And I get to see Sarah Jessica Parker's long face.
Transvestite donkey witch, yes. Dude called in from California at 4 a.m. It was
4 a.m., baby.
It's
4
like
a.m.
7:10 or something like that. But it was a very important question and well worth waking up at 4 o'clock in the morning.
4 o'clock in the morning.
Get on the phone and talk about it.
In California. How are you, pal?
Good morning, Howard. Hey, I was, you mentioned Mike Campbell's book several times. I was wondering if you planned on having him on the show as a guest.
You know,
go ahead. Who? Yeah.
Oh, it's a funny thing. I read this book by Mike Campbell, the guitar player in Tom Petty and the Heartbreakers. And honestly, I always liked Tom Petty and the Heartbreakers, but I wasn't like a super fan. And I didn't spend a lot of time thinking about Tom Petty and the Heartbreakers. But this guy's book was so entertaining.
So basically, he goes on to say that no, he doesn't want to interview him because why? Because after he read the book, he did like a total deep dive into this dude and Tom Petty and he's like, and you know what? I researched so much stuff on him that I don't even think I have any questions for him because I know everything about him now. And it's like, you have multiple guests on multiple times a year asking the same fucking questions time and time again. And you know so much about the guitarist from Tom Petty.
So that was a statement by a moron. That
Yeah,
is somebody with an IQ below 70 saying something like that. Because if you know so much about somebody, then there is a lot to ask about.
Of course,
and
you
talk
want to get
about,
into it.
because now you have actual intelligent questions you can ask somebody instead of, are you jealous? Is your mother jealous of you because you became famous?
Right.
Yeah. So, once again, it was short in the chat. He's not a big enough star for him.
That's exactly what it is.
And literally, we're at the point now where we're just going to have literally repeat guests. There's going to be almost nothing new coming in. I can't imagine any new guests coming in.
Yeah, and apropos of the Tom Petty thing, just FYI, I was one of the chatters. Thank you so much for sending it to me. Actually, sent me a video of the Tom Petty estate sale that just happened like 10 days ago, and so this is the. Oh, why didn't you know up?
That's the line.
This is the line to get in, and you have to sign a book to walk in the door. But I swear to God, once you walk in the door, you really feel like you are at like just a upscale Goodwill. So hang on, let's just look a little. Let's just look to check out just a little bit of this. So you can see some of the shit that's in there. Yeah, buyer is responsible for removing their purchases by 4 p.m. So here's Tom Petty's house.
Wow.
I always believe at these estate sales that they just like throw in shit that.
Oh, totally.
Yeah.
This is actually fucking sad. I mean, that's the only word I have for this is sad.
Yeah. Tell me all this shit is his.
Well, the thermoses, maybe.
$24 for a Stanley thermos.
I want the welcome mat that says "Don't come around here no more."
Doesn't this look like Goodwill? Seriously.
Yeah, totally.
This is like any Goodwill anywhere in the world. Look, across, sure.
I mean, did he have out on his patio live like a refugee?
When did Tom Petty die? How's it taking this long?
It's been about like 5 years ish.
Yeah.
Right? Give or take.
Here.
You think that they're like selling
bath towels?
$10 each. Large bath towels, $15 each. Beach towels, I could buy those at like Marshall's or Costco.
Yes, but they didn't wipe Tom Petty's
but you
ass.
know what?
Exactly.
George Lynch didn't wipe his armpits on those. That's
yes.
Worn towels, $3 each. Finger towels. What does that say? $5 each.
Wouldn't it be cool if they had Roy Orbison in an urn and they were and selling that too?
$200. Look at those towels. Look.
Oh
my! Who has that? Who needs that?
It's so what the hell is that? It's a briefcase. Yeah. What? Oh, come on.
Road Gear
come
box.
On. No.
I think it's just a box too.
No.
Books. Oversized, $30, $15.
Come on. Unless they're actually his semen in those books.
Exactly.
They're not worth anything near that. They're $1.
Hardcovers, 1979 and earlier.
Come on. They're $1.
Paperbacks, $6. Kiss my ass. How crazy is that? Just books, just shit that you still had in this house.
Wow.
Sure, Lonesome Dove.
And they look all beaten to shit.
Exactly, dude. It's like last sale for Mary Jane. One last time to buy these paper crappy books.
$7.50 for that box. Sure.
Come on.
I want to know how much scratch they made.
Kabumpo in Oz, $150.
Okay.
The Lonely Dwarf, $75. Okay, so we're gonna go on because.
Okay.
Amelia Earhart in Flight, sure, why not? So now there's more. So you go to like this other room, which was his recording studio, and you think, oh, it's going to be so exciting, so interesting, recording studio. Let's see what goes on in there.
Hi. More steps.
This is wow.
How many people buy this shit? Seriously.
You know what? Bob Dylan once sharted in that fucking sofa.
More this way. More this way.
We're now entering what's
You
considered.
think Tom Petty was like, "You're selling me. Stop selling me." Cool.
Cool.
Okay. And
How much is that? How much is that poster?
no price.
Here we go.
Okay, here's the reverse view of the studio.
Wow, how exciting.
Wow.
Cool.
Yeah.
I mean, how many Wilburys died in that fucker?
Let us move on. So now he's going to tell us about the thing that he wrote. I guess it's his.
Oh, wait. Before we move on, when Howard dies, how quick are his kids going to do that same sale?
There's probably a thing that says that you're not allowed to.
Oh, I think Beth will be throwing shit out the fucking door.
Yeah, I think you're right.
100%.
I think you're right. All right.
I think we should put a bid in on that Darth Vader contraption that puts the wig on his head.
Oh, yes.
Okay, hold on. Got some stuff that I have to pull up so that I can be prepared. So here we go, talking about his new song.
I played it for my daughter Emily because Emily likes to write little songs and things.
Yeah.
She's talented.
She's talented.
She cried when she heard it.
I have a feeling she cries every
liked
day.
it. That was a good sign.
Yeah.
And then the other day, 2 days ago, I played it for my daughter Ashley. And she said she liked it very much. She did not cry.
Why would she
But
cry?
she had the baby with her, and
Yeah, of course. And she can't really concentrate on your stupid, insipid fucking song.
distracted.
Yeah. Okay. Sure.
So the thing is, Emily just cries every day.
I'm Rabbi Emily Stern, and I'm the spiritual leader of
I'm Rabbi Emily Stern.
the Kol Halev Synagogue.
Too much for gefilte fish.
She's like that one chick that showed up to jury duty wearing the Star Trek costume. As much sincerity as that fucker.
Well,
At least
good.
No, at least the other chick was in Starfleet. You know?
So yeah, I mean, the thing is, it looks like she's ready to go for a trip with all the bags underneath her eyes. I mean, Jesus Christ. I mean, you don't have to be glamorous, but try. Just
You don't even have
try.
to be. No.
Just try.
There is a huge difference between being glamorous and being normal, right?
Yeah.
Here. So Monique, sitting here right now, I just put on
With your pen.
I'm being normal. This is just normal.
Yes.
You're about to go on like a screen where people may or may not see you.
Yes.
So just a slight attempt to maybe, I don't know, brush your hair.
Hair?
Maybe.
Ah!
Maybe brush your hair. Maybe, I don't know.
Last night we just finished celebrating a holiday.
Oh wow! Look at her! Look at the rings in her eyes.
Real question. What is more preposterous in 2025? Grown woman pretending to be underdog, or a grown woman pretending to be a spiritual leader?
That's
a tough one.
Good question.
Jesus, that's a hard one.
Honestly, on the surface, you go, "Oh, yes, organized religion," but it's come on, let's be real now.
Her being a leader, I would actually believe underdog to be underdog.
Yeah, exactly. I think
she lives that dream. She lives it.
She remember that little cancer kid that the whole town pretended he was Batman for
Oh
a day?
yeah.
She's kind of like in that.
She's Rabbi. She's Rabbi Emily
This
Stern.
lighting, that
It's
lighting
horrible.
is.
Oh, we
brutal.
talked about it yesterday. It's brutal. Uplighting.
That's brutal lighting. I mean, the shadows. It makes that chin. All six of those chins just keep going.
That uplighting is equal to like her being the leader of the Cylons.
Mount Sinai.
Boltar.
Say the whole written book of the Torah.
Oh my God.
Oh, I was annoyed by this so much yesterday. You have no idea.
I mean,
hello, I'm Rabbi Emily Stern.
Wasn't Torah a movie?
Torah. Yeah, I think it's like a Japanese word for attack.
Hi.
I'm Rabbi Emily Stern, and I'm the spiritual leader of the Kol Halev Synagogue in Lutherville, Maryland. Last night was just...
I cannot.
Wow, that is a long, pregnant pause.
Do you think when she fills out her taxes at the end of the year, it's like occupation spiritual leader?
Rabbi.
Rabbi.
Yeah.
Rabbi. So,
And
I'm a
songs
little
and-
cynical.
and musician.
Just saying.
So
Just
just so
saying.
you know, Howard has really high hopes and dreams about his new song. And
Sure.
somebody's trying to line up. Here we go.
I have gotten somewhat friendly with Andrew Watt.
This was
And-
what I was going to say.
Were you really going to say that? Were you really going to say that, Robin? Were you really going to say Andrew Watt?
Absolutely, she was. Dude.
That's exactly what I was.
Yeah.
Why
and-
don't I?
Producer,
I need a producer and I need a singer.
a cheerleading producer. He's the perfect person.
Why?
And then maybe we get like a Lady Gaga to sing it.
Sure.
You know, somebody's got some chops.
Lady Gaga
He's
is
thinking-
Someone whose career has ended long ago.
singing with Sting.
Why do I think you don't want to sing this?
Because you're probably right. You're probably right. And if you're trying to be serious and be a real serious, I don't know. It's just so weird to me. It's just bizarro world that Howard thinks that he. I mean, I will absolutely.
Okay,
hang
do you
myself
think
if
he
it-
really believes this, or you think he's just filling time? He knows
No, I
that he
think
won't be
I
held.
think he believes it. I think.
Oh yeah,
he-
what happened to Metamucil Man? He was hot and bothered for that for a minute.
Could anybody possibly want to hear Metamucil Man?
No, but it'll be the same with this,
Use the word
and it'll be the
Metamucil in
same
the song?
shtick. It's the same shtick with this, you know.
Yeah.
Wait. But what about silver nickels and golden dimes? I mean,
yeah,
you know,
yeah, exactly, dude.
that was his first hit.
He's playing that card trick with with the bended corner with the three cards. And he's doing the same fucking.
He's
It's
doing the
every
same-
day. He
Yes,
knows next week no one will hold him accountable for anything he said today.
Yeah. Yeah. All right, we're going to move on and go to. He's very excited about something that I announced to you guys 2 weeks ago. So let's go timely and go to this.
When if you
Peace
guys
and
are
love.
subscribers, so you have the SiriusXM app, and there's a cool new feature on the SiriusXM app. When you're listening to our show live within the app, there's a call-in button.
I know. Just
You can click on it and call directly
it took us 1 second to say, there's a little phone there. Now you can call in directly. Done.
into the show
Oh,
and all of our Howard 101 shows. So I guess there's a button, and you see the
Wait,
button.
wait,
and
wait,
you
wait.
go, hey,
All the 101 shows. There's two of them.
All of them.
All
Wait,
of
there's
them.
two now.
Yeah, they have a Rasan's show, and then they have the wrap-up show. There's two.
Like,
of them.
and how many of these shows are actually live shows, right?
Rasan's is live. They make him work. DEI isn't free.
Yeah.
They had to make him work late.
says, hey, I can call live. So it makes it's a fun kind of experience. If you're hearing something and you feel like you want to, contact us, you could just hit this button and it takes care of the rest.
So you think that's a new experience as opposed to the entire time you've been on radio for the last 40 years when people hear something and then they call in? Is it any different than that exactly, Howard?
Oh, it's
Now
different.
there's a button. There's a button.
And by the way, there's zero chance he has the Sirius app on his phone. Zero.
Yeah,
No,
probably,
0.0 chance.
probably not. All right.
Probably.
I don't know.
No fucking way. It's on
Nobody.
his-
No, I
In
don't
a million
know.
fucking years, he would never have that. on
Nobody
his
in that
phone.
house has the app on their phone.
No.
Nobody.
no.
Nobody.
So, so Richard comes in to let us know that he's on Ozempic and that he has lost 40 pounds. Now, I saw pictures of him on Stupidgram, and for the life of me, I couldn't see or discern.
Maybe they're old pictos.
Let me see what this one is.
Is he holding up a newspaper?
So this is from 4 days ago.
He looks like a boiled ham.
He always
like
looks
shit.
disgusting.
He really does look like a boiled ham.
Is he a midget? I never give it a thought of how tall he
Still
is.
looks like a boiled ham.
Here he looks a little bit thinner for sure.
Yeah,
But like
yeah,
a
yeah.
still a boiled ham.
Yeah, with the white under his eyes, like he wears like glasses too much. Just horrible. So yeah, this was him.
Ah,
Well, compared to those gigantic monsters, I'm sure.
he looks freaky there. I mean, he looks almost demented there.
I know. Let's take a look at that.
Oh my! Whoa, that is that's a look.
That is a look.
Ah,
Yeah, he's got like those corroded yellow teeth and the white around his eyes and the boiled ham pallor with the unkempt eyebrows. I mean, just everything about him is pretty fucking vile. It really is. He's just a disgusting,
He looks.
vile human
His skin looks like he's been floating dead in a dam.
Exactly.
for like
You just
a
looked
week.
at him out, bloated and
yeah.
exploded.
It looks like they pulled him out of the Iguanas Canal.
Yeah,
I mean,
bloated and
seriously.
bloated for sure. Oh, Drusho, hi.
Hi.
Hi, friend. Hi. So use the app and Howard gets all your info. How long before a troll gets doxxed? Warning. Also, Howard hates semaglutide, yay diabetes and amputations. Yes, of course. That's what we're getting to right this second. Right this second.
Yes.
We talk about his hate. So yeah, I was just looking at the rest of those pictures with Paul Rudd, with Johnny Knoxville. Yeah. You know, all these pictures are gross. He doesn't know how to take a selfie. Look at him with the triple chins. Ugh.
I feel like I'm in Chinatown.
So anyway, this is 40 pounds of weight loss, just so you know. 40 pounds.
I think he lied how much he weighed before.
Well, let's see. Let's take a listen and see what we get to.
Our own Richard Christy is on Ozempic and lost 40 pounds. Did you know this?
No. What?
Yeah.
There are people who need that drug.
Richard, come tell me what you're up to, because I understand you're injecting yourself with Ozempic, and I wouldn't trust you to do that. Are you really on Ozempic, huh?
I am. I have been since March, yeah.
And you lost 40
Were
pounds.
you keeping it a secret?
Yeah.
Why wouldn't you tell
No,
us?
he tells
No.
everyone.
Yeah,
Oh, okay.
I looked at it like, I'll wait till somebody notices I've lost weight. I'm not going to go start, publicly saying, oh, I'm taking the shot. I was like, finally, Derek noticed. I was joking around. I told him I had a tapeworm, but he didn't believe that.
I fucking hate this drug. I hate this drug. I wish they'd ban it.
This is how he's going to go on about
You
it.
know what
now.
he looks like?
Mm.
He looks like the turtle from Looney Tunes. Yeah.
Cecil?
Timmy Turtle?
It's Cecil
Seymour Turtle. He looks just like him, like with the little head that pops out of the body.
Ugh.
It's just like Seymour Turtle.
Yeah. I mean, listen. Yeah. Okay. Let's move on just a little bit. Let's just listen to how much he hates the Ozempic thing. It's just he's just beside himself about it.
I fucking hate this drug. I hate this
What about Al? How much have you lost on Ozempic? I'm curious. Let us know.
drug. I wish they'd ban it. I can't stand that you are even you're getting cured of alcoholism from this drug.
Yeah,
I mean,
most people.
Oh, because Richard said he can't really drink like he used to because he gets a little nauseous when he drinks, or when he overdrinks and he doesn't even have the taste for it. And Howard hates that it's helping him. He hates it.
People have to go away to rehab and
yeah, I mean, just
took the 12
outrageous.
steps and all that.
Yeah. I mean, it's just unbelievable. I have starved myself for so long. Like, I'm hungry right now. I had left. My wife was eating.
Oh, listen to this shit. Listen to Annie Rexia, and listen to what happens with him right now. Hang on.
She had pasta from Rayo's she was eating, and I'm staring at this,
Oh, my
salivating.
goodness.
I am salivating. over it, and
Salivating.
I didn't touch a bite of it.
Why?
And last night I'm eating dinner and I'm making, I'm measuring. I go, I can't overeat. I'm just going to fill my plate with food. And that's it. That's the meal. No more than a plate.
Was she eating the Rayos for dinner?
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah.
Oh, you had to watch that.
How?
I watched that.
You
Yeah, I
used to
watched
just, you had a portion before, though. You can't.
I
just
won't.
do a portion.
No. Doctor told me no more with that.
Doctor told me no more with that. No
more with
more
that,
with that.
So,
What?
all
You
right,
can't have
there's
pasta
so many
now?
questions.
I know. Go.
There's so many questions from this vague statements. First of all, why does the horse have Rayos? Because Rayos is nowhere near where they live. I mean, it's not even if they're
No.
actually the restaurant, it's nowhere near where they live. I mean, that's like hours away. Is it because they went to the store and bought the Rayo's pasta
Of
and
course, they bought the sauce.
yeah,
That's
the
what it is.
sauce,
That shitty jar sauce.
which is so
It's not a
mid.
shitty jar. It's actually pretty delicious.
It's good, but it's not homemade good. I mean,
I will tell you. You know what, Dennis? I took a picture as a reminder to tell
Yes.
you.
Did you write that with your pen?
That I had a jarred pasta sauce the other day.
Yes.
Out of laziness, that was the most delicious jarred, like I made it at home. I'm not even joking. Like I made it at home. And here's what it is.
I can't see a damn thing.
Okay, it's called
Alessi. Alessi, that's from Tampa.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're from Tampa, the Alessi family. Yeah.
Delicious.
Really?
It has like 6 ingredients in it. That's it.
Well, that's all it should be.
It's just ridiculous. I can't even extol to you how delicious it is. You guys, if you can get your hands on Alessi sauce, it's delicious. And by the way, and I say this to Xavier all the time, if you have to buy a jarred sauce, it should really have no more than 5 or 6 ingredients.
Hey, you know what only has a couple of ingredients? You know what?
Hello, faggot lovers everywhere. I have a message for you from Birdseye. Birdseye faggots will appeal to your whole family.
Enriched sauce, of course.
Yes.
Of course.
So,
Thank you.
Monique, when I see people from the Alessi family, I'll tell them that you like their sauce.
Oh, loved.
Yeah, I
Loved.
love your sauce because they usually come by the club. Sauce.
Loved. The 10,
Love
10
this
thumbs
sauce.
up. But yeah, so you should only buy pasta sauces that have less than like 6 ingredients in it. And it should always have extra virgin olive oil, no vegetable oil, no sugar.
That's garbage.
You know, no garbage in it. Just pure, pure, pure. Stuttering John, thank you so much for your disgusting lumpy goiter. He drives me nuts with how he talks about his willpower, and everyone on Ozempic has none. I'd love someone to tell him to use his willpower to get past his daddy issues. Yeah, of course. So, right. So I can't have none of that. None of that pasta anymore. None of that portion control. I just have to eat what's on my plate, and that's it, and never go back for anything else. And you know what? Here's a heads up. You're 71 years old, right?
There isn't much left on the other
It's
side
okay.
here.
You want to eat a fucking burger? Go for it. Have some French
Knock yourself
fries.
out, man.
Live a little. What do you got to lose? Nothing. Absolutely nothing. You're a horrible, horrible human being because you're so proud of your self-control. But yes, exactly like what he just said. But you can't get over your fucking daddy and mommy issues. It's
I like to once in a while communicate directly to the staff that listens to our show. Howard, just so you know, if you die, Ben, your dad lived to be 99 years old. If you die before that, that means he won.
Yeah. Yes,
so
he
I want
did.
you to sleep on that every night.
Yes, you did. Yes, you did. Okay.
All right, I have to get back to this. How dare you?
How dare you? Dare
you?
Dennis' blood type is ragu.
Dare you?
It might be quite true. It might be quite true.
No.
Yeah. It's Irish spaghetti sauce. This is blood type.
Exactly. Okay, so then the big reveal, of course, and then the next one. Here we go.
I bet you,
I tell
Gary,
you, I
you
know
on
someone
Ozempic?
else.
Come clean.
Yeah.
I guarantee you, Gary. Don't you think Gary's on Ozempic?
I haven't seen Gary. People keep saying he looks good.
Take your
but
shirt
I
off,
only see
Gary.
his head.
Gary, you going to come clean? What are you on?
I am on Ozempic.
I knew it. You
And two, Gary.
Wow, I'm looking stunning.
I said I would do it when I was asked, and I'm asked. I've been microdosing, as Sal said.
Who's telling
What
you how
the-
to microdose?
A doctor.
A doctor,
A
sure, of
doctor.
course.
You son of a bitch! I swear to God, what are you planning on divorcing Mary and going out on dates? I mean, with the teeth
Is
and the
that
fucking
why he's fixing himself up?
Oh
Yeah.
Yeah, I wonder if that's why you
Team. I'm Team Melissa.
Team Melissa, Team Gumad,
Team Gumad.
Team Gumad, Team Gumad. Who was the first person to tell us about Melissa? Do you remember who gave us that little tidbit of information? It wasn't Richie.
No, it wasn't Richie. It was
I
Richie
can't
adjacent.
remember.
It was Richie adjacent.
Huh?
I think it was Richie adjacent. It was somebody from that crew.
Could have been.
It was.
Yeah, I don't.
But Richie
remember.
absolutely agreed with it though. He's like, yeah.
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 You know, you guys every once in a while. You know what we should do? Hey, Xavier, you know what we should do one day? We should put together every single Mr. Whiskers tidbit
Oh,
in one thing. Wouldn't that be cool?
yes.
To
it would
have
be
all of that
fantastic.
like information in one spot. Because they used to be that.
Wouldn't
when I
that be
was
like
Mm.
I mean, getting all the Whisker stuff together? Wouldn't that just equal like the VHS copy of the Ring the Curse Ring video? I mean, you'd watch that fucker, and 7 days later you die.
I don't believe in that. Okay, but this is your mind has become insane, Xavier.
Oh,
7
we're back.
days.
Oh.
Wow. Barbara, I know I'm a little high. What's going on?
Barbara.
You know what? We've been doing I Want to Feel the Sun for such a long time that that Xavier decided that he needed to kind of stretch it out a little bit and make it a little bit different. Yes, Drew, thank you so much. Gary has put in the time. Kids are gone. Same logic as Howard mukbanging. If a man thinks he can get a younger strange, go for it. Divorce, settle up. Yeah, I mean, hey, but you're so funny. You're so cute. Why is it just a man? Women do it all the time too.
Look at Mary, please.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, no.
Gigantor.
I mean, there may be some guy that's into that, like, Sasquatch.
Well, come on. I mean, listen, be nice. She led the Green Bay Packers in tackles last year.
So then, of course, I didn't put it up here, but then they asked JD, why hasn't he gone on it yet? Because,
Oh
don't
my
you want to
Jesus
get back to
Christ.
fit?
Ah.
Right. So this was on Reddit. Our boy JD says he's thought about getting Ozempic, but he'll never give himself a needle. He'll wait until, it comes out in pill form. And he's really worried about the side effects. This man is worried about the side effects. They literally look like the number 10 next to each other. Like
He looks like a less talented Don DeLuise at this point.
he really does. It's really actually horrible. There was a couple of things in the Reddit that yeah, I know.
Jesus, who's that dude?
Yeah. Okay. So let's go to the her discussion yesterday with
Sarah Jessica Parker.
Wow.
I hate that Ozempic so much, Sarah.
Why do you hate it?
I work really hard. I
know you do.
Well, I still look like shit
That's
because
not
when I take Sarah, when I take my clothes off, I mean, I've got a belly and pardon the word tits. I'm telling you, it's a mess.
I
don't
want
do
to go
nude
back to
scenes
one
either.
thing and just said, pardon me, I'm going to use the word tits. Like,
Yeah, well, you're a lady.
So you feel
But-
as if Ozempic is kind of cheating the system, or all
Yes,
those years spent.
Sarah, the one thing I had was that I was thin, and there was so many people who were fat. And I was so happy about it. You know what I mean? At least I could walk in the room and be thin. Everyone is thin now.
It's
I'm
mystifying
fascinated.
because
Yeah.
you don't see people for a couple months sometimes, and you have to be careful about not doing like a big response.
Some people are on it, and they eat right through it. My father used to lecture me. He'd go, well, these dummies all think they could take a pill to lose weight. That I go, great, okay.
Wow.
Wait, didn't Ben pretty much die at the beginning of Ozempic? How the fuck would he have that conversation?
I don't know.
He's kidding, obviously.
Yeah.
I
Is he
mean,
really?
but-
Is he
but,
really?
I mean, horse here does not look good.
She's always looked like this, though. Let's be
I know,
honest.
but she's looking worse now.
Robin's not exactly looking her.
Oh, you got an ashy. Wow.
Isn't she looking a little faded?
She's like ashy.
She's like
Ooh.
Ashy Larry from Chappelle Show.
Exactly. She is Ashy Larry from Chappelle Show. Just take the wig off, and it is Ashy Larry. Go to the one on the right. The one right there. That's the one. There it is. That's what Robin looks like without the wig on.
Ashy Larry does not know how to shoot dice, just so you guys know.
Yeah, absolutely.
Ashy Larry. Okay, so of course, Robin has to add her 2 cents to this conversation. So here we go.
They're coming out with more of these drugs every day. They can't find a cure for cancer, but every
Boy, you'd like that.
a new announcement about a new weight loss drug where you can
Hang on.
lose more weight, and it'll be oral. You can just take a pill. They're just
Terrible.
making it easier and easier and easier.
There is no part of me that does not believe that 1,000% Robin would have been the first one on Ozempic had she known about it. She tried every other thing, the magnets in the ears, the shots, everything.
Wait. She said there's no cure for cancer, but did she write a book about a cure for cancer?
Yeah, she cured cancer
But
by
yeah,
herself.
she in her book it literally says,
She
"I cured
cured
myself
cancer
with
without the
education of Robin."
Yes.
With doctors.
What's she talking about?
I know more. I know more than they do.
Dude, the Simpsons have more consistent continuity than this broad.
Yeah.
Star Trek laughs at this continuity.
Dude.
JD has
Literally.
no base to get on the bone brittleness. He has 0 bone density as it is. What are you talking about?
No, because JD,
He
the
may
way
turn
he
into
eats and
dust.
stuff, he probably has the bones of an 80-year-old woman. I mean, I'm serious.
I had to finish it. Living like a veal has consequences. Yes. Well, that's right. In the 80s, it was Dextrim. No. And then in the 90s, it was Fen. Remember?
Fen.
Fen.
Isn't that amphetamines?
Yes.
Yeah, I
the
used to
stuff that
take
literally
them.
gave you a
I
hole
used
in
to
your
take
heart.
a lot of those.
I had a girlfriend who was on it before she got married, and I swear to God, she must have dropped 30 pounds. She looked like a fucking supermodel, but her heart was palpitating. Like
I
she
had
was
one
in a heart
trip.
attack.
I had one trip to New Orleans. I was taking handfuls. My heart rate resting in bed was 175.
Jesus Christ.
Resting in bed was 175. I'm like, maybe I've taken too many.
Yeah, think?
Nah. Went and did it the next day.
Yeah, you fucked the hood and you were fucking with the throttle, homie.
Don't forget AIDS. You're right. In the 80s. That's right.
Yes, AIDS.
Don't you have that? Don't you have that song?
I'm waiting for it.
You know,
I know.
You know what, guys? It really offends me that you guys think so little of me. You know what? I'm just saying, I'm not going to play it.
Okay.
No.
Fine.
We're going to move on then. I only have 3 more clips, so, we'll just kill time by ourselves. So after the Ozempic discussion.
Question: why take diet pills when you can enjoy AIDS?
That's right. That's exactly right. I
was overweight and looked terrible, but AIDS helped me lose 46 pounds.
Wow. Okay. Excellent. JD is 72% filet-o-fish and sweats out tartar sauce. He's a vile human being. There's nothing about him that I like. And so I can't even tirade on him today because he wasn't on enough, but soon. So then Ronnie comes on and they're talking about like the whole thing. There was a big fight yesterday with him and Chris Wilding and Blit calling him to say goodnight. And that's like a big thing on the internet now, just calling people to say goodnight and bullshit that nobody cares about. Nothing.
That sounds very gay.
Nothing. And then can we just talk about this for the 2 millionth time?
Green room. Yes, we were.
Ronnie, I have a question.
My bagel wouldn't have been in there if there were people working in there. It wouldn't have been
Yes,
in
it
there.
was because you always
No,
worked
it
out of
wouldn't.
there. That was like
No,
your
it
that was
fucking
like your
wouldn't.
desk area.
Are you kidding me that you're going back to this fucking bagel thing again? And it wasn't even a fun story the first time.
And the millionth time, it really is kind of sucked.
It's horrible.
It's really, I mean, it's so uninteresting. It was uninteresting the first time it happened. Now it's just basically worse than the test pattern.
Yeah, Gretchen, to answer your question, do you think the fights are fake with Ronnie? Yeah, you know what it is though? Ronnie tends to naturally get angry at the slightest provocation. And so what they attempt to do is provoke him enough to get him to the point of anger. And it's usually out of stupidity because he's just like aggravated with them and doesn't really care anymore because he's retired. But yeah, they just keep pushing and pushing and pushing and pushing in the hopes that Ronnie will snap.
Fun fact: do you know that he's a 4-foot-old angry Jew and he thinks he's Italian too?
Yes, well, they went through that with the whole this other fucking guy whose name I don't care to even remember.
It's Perlman.
Perlman, right? That they think he's the new Eugene and he wants to be like the new Ronnie.
Do you have his clip? Because I hated everything about. I actually heard this. I hated everything about it.
What are you talking about? Which one?
Where Perlman talks about that.
No.
Did you pull that? Okay,
No.
so
Go ahead.
let me clue so Mike Eugene Perlman goes. He pulls out. My mom is Italian. Oh, okay, Eugene.
Yeah.
No, sure. Just like Howard is half Italian.
Exactly.
Half Italian.
Yes, yes.
Oh, okay, dude. Sure.
That's right.
You show me nothing that you're Italian. There's no part of you that looks Italian.
No part.
No part. You were Eugene. Enjoy.
It's only I don't understand. I don't understand, and I don't care. There's nothing about these people I care about. It's the same conversation over and over and over and over and over
It
again.
just annoys the shit out of me. It really does. It's stolen valor.
So Chris Wilding has a brilliant idea because Chris is in the Jackie chair, Artie chair, like half the time, and he had a brilliant idea. And Howard's response is just gold.
Howard, when he's in here, you could get everyone on staff and ask if
Talk about Ed Torian. So they want to have Ed Torian come in again, so that
How old is Ed Torian now?
Got to be 100, and so they want to ask
Is he even alive? Honestly,
what people are on Ozempic because that's really exciting. and
they've been on Ozempic or have considered it. I mean,
There
you
you
could do a blowout if you wanted to.
Yeah.
Well,
yeah, but you guys could question me too about my fascination with ladyboys. Find out if I'm gay.
Yeah, they ain't
I
happening.
want to know if you've
Yeah,
ever
yeah.
jerked off to a lady boy.
They ain't happening.
I'll answer that.
Okay.
I'll answer that.
if you even have to ask.
No,
Hang on, hang on.
why? No. I would say no. I would say I've never jerked off to a ladyboy. I mean, not knowingly. You know what I mean?
He's being deceptive.
I'm straight as an arrow. I mean, stop it.
Used to be.
I know. Everybody's questioning my sexuality.
Everybody's questioning your sexuality. Everyone.
Why is that Peter Pan sexual?
Yeah,
Why?
The other part we missed with the Mike Perlman Ronnie thing is that, of course, Chris Wilding then comes in and says, I think that there's some sexual tension between Ronnie and Mike Perlman. Of course there is. Yeah, right. Not knowingly. That's exactly right.
Oh, this one.
Yeah. And if you don't know that those Thai guys are lady boys, you've got bigger problems.
Oh, he
than-
knows. He knows. He gets that piece of rope and he's just pulling on. He's tugging on that. He's tugging on that rubber band. Tugging.
Pulling on that taffy.
He's pulling that down.
Jesus Christ. Oh, look at this. I'm sorry. I constantly keep going back to Reddit just so we can look at some stuff. Shuley has put on a few pounds since he became a Southern gentleman.
He's starting to fit in.
Yeah. How many months is he? Jesus Christ.
Wow. You know what's so bad? He's still not funny.
And it's even worse that he's doing stand up at like PS 125.
I mean, wow. Where is?
I didn't know that they had quinceañeras in Kentucky.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. Oh, the Gangster of Love was married at the Mob Museum in Las Vegas. Seems fitting. Oh, I never saw those pictures. Let's see.
Oh, that's an interesting picto.
That is an interesting picto. Let's take a
Wow.
look. See. Wow.
Wow.
Sparklers and everything with Mary.
That's so gay. I'm sorry. That's gay. Throw rice.
Yeah, this was like a big thing. I don't think it's true. Is this Jason's new boo? Amazing time in Denver with friends.
What
from
is she, a
San
doctor or a
Francisco.
nurse?
Who the fuck knows? But they always go to see Goose,
What's
which
a
is like
goose?
fish. Goose is like fish. I don't even know anything about them, nor do I care, but I'm sure it's jam music that I have no interest in whatsoever. But sure, that's what's going on with him. Brent's team getting ready for some swinging. Sure. Mitch Hedberg, 2 weeks before his death.
Whoa.
Yeah, that's pretty spot on.
Wow. Oof. First there was Jackie, then Artie, now this. It's just
We've really fallen off the cliff.
Yeah. Howard at the Mic, 1995, Mad Magazine issue number 339. I don't know anything about it. How irrelevant, I wanted this one. How irrelevant is Howard? Knitting now receives more interest on Google searches than he does.
Knitting.
Knit one, pearl two.
Look at this. Wow. Look at that.
That's a low bar. I mean, that is a low
That's
bar.
Insult to the Knitting Club of America, man.
Exactly. That's an insult to knitters everywhere.
Yeah. Fucking ponderous. A show made up of staff drama nobody cares about. 3/4 of the show right in the garbage. I guess when you don't have a host willing or able to speak real-time subjects and staff that don't know how to write, for since Howard just riffs 90% of the time, there's nothing else to talk about but the staff.
Oh, you're talking about guitars, though.
Yeah, guitars.
Yeah. Today's podcast wasn't even 3 hours long. Look at that.
I like how Reddit picked up on my thing there about how the podcasts are not 3 hours.
Yeah, I know. Everybody picks up on this stuff.
I mean,
sure, why not? King of All Blacks has been calling him for 20 years, and Howard still has to ask him to get better phone service. Yeah, all right.
As long as you say the N-word, he's okay.
That's right. And we're going to come to this momentarily.
Oh, Jesus. Oh,
Let's
this insanity. 24 hours of insanity.
We're going to wrap up right now, and then we'll get to
my God.
A little Beefus at the end of the show is always good.
Yeah, John Hamm's show is really good. And
I did watch that show, by the way. Your friends and neighbors. I loved it. I absolutely fucking. Oh, it's because John Hamm, and I adore him.
I like Murder.
Same thing with with
AI
Howard.
Yes.
Robot who figures out how to not have to answer to humans anymore. I dig shit like that. Anyway, hey, let's end the show because Lord knows I've done too much work today. This is ridiculous. I'm completely overtaxed. You don't want me to end up like Mark Maron, completely overworked and then quit the show.
Yeah, burnt out and having to leave.
That's right. Poor guy got burnt out. Steven Singer says...
and there you go.
Wow, that's an exciting ending.
3 hours, 2 hours, 55 minutes.
It actually
this was
wasn't
the
even
best show of the year.
And the worst.
What's left.
And the worst.
Yeah.
I mean...
So I didn't want to really go too far back in time.
You got to think that one picture on the top left.
You only went back 100 pictures. That's it. So you went back like 3 days.
2 days ago. 2 days. Billy, Arthur, and Gilbert. Sure. Why not? This fetching creature.
I like how Beefus couldn't even be bothered to get out of the SUV.
Sure, why not? Yeah. You just stand there with your cute bangs, and I'll just sit in the car with my fisherman hat, and I'll give you the cat.
That's
what does she have in her left hand?
It looks
an
like
umbrella.
Yeah, it looks like an umbrella. Yeah, right.
It's raining.
Oh yeah,
it's raining out.
It's raining.
Right. Okay, I'm not gonna get out of the car, so you just stand right next to me with your big oversized T-shirt and your bangs, and I'll just stay in the car and smile.
Pretty soon she won't even be slowing it down to like under 25 miles an hour.
Just
gonna roll that window down and out.
Throw the carrier right at them.
Yep. Catch. I mean, honestly, if you're not even gonna do that, why take a picture?
Yeah.
Oh, there's that more Bon Jovi swag.
Bon Jovi swag. Sure. Why not? Bon Jovi swag, of course.
I love kitten.
And there's a Kimmel one right there. The one on the left. He's got camo and
That's
that
camo.
fucking cat.
I got a camo.
And then, of course, our own swag, because God knows.
I had to show off. I make t-shirts too.
See, mine are pretty.
I got a cat.
He's so funny, Dennis. What's this? It's so heartbreaking to know she won't be here much longer. She's so happy and comfortable at the moment. However, her tumors are growing. They're affecting her walking now. We take it day by day. I will never let her suffer. She sure looks like a kitten today, doesn't she? Lucy Stern, hospice kitty.
This is the longest goodbye in the history of cats.
And what's the story with Lucy Stern?
It had cancer, like terminal cancer, 6 months ago.
Oh.
And it's living in the New York apartment. So Beefus has never met this cat.
Well,
ever.
She's been to New York. We
in the
established
apartment?
Yeah, we established that she went out the other day in Manhattan.
Okay.
You missed
it
out
met
on a
the
really
cat
good conversation with Sarah Jessica Parker, where she asked Howard about Birkin bags, and Beth would never do something like that. And he's like,
no, not a Birkin bag.
And then I pulled out like at least 4 from a cursory search, 4 bags worth anywhere between $5,000 and $30,000 Hermes bags, Birkin bags. Sure,
Yes.
why not? Sure,
Why not?
Sure, why not? Okay, here she is cutting some nails.
I get the nails. It's so sharp.
Oh wait, let's put some sound.
Put the sound. This is incredibly great.
She's so manic too, you know? Everything she does is like in such a
I got a hiss.
Oh, yeah, good cat. Oh, this poor cat. Jesus.
I got a hiss. Oh.
Ooh. Ooh. This is
Wow.
why I put them young with nail trims. Wait for it. Naughty 1 1/4 pound Arthur. I love him. Sure you do. He's very spicy.
It looks pretty bad.
Very
Yeah.
cute.
That's so cute.
And they're running away from.
Hi, Mama. Hi, guys. Good night.
And God bless.
That's very cute.
Oh God, all of this is just so fucking.
I love the fact that she spent 10 years pimping that expansion to Bianca's furry friends.
Never
and
used
then the next 10 years hoarding cats.
Yeah, never uses it.
Literally. Like that's not even
That's my other T-shirt.
I got 2.
Ours was better.
Ours. Oh well, look what I got right here. Come here.
Ours is way fucking better.
Come see. Come see.
And this is literally like 2 minutes of work.
You forget.
That's a RadioGunk exclusive.
Yeah, you want Helen Rose? Suck it. This is
Yeah,
Helen Rose.
fuck
hold
Helen
on,
Rose.
Hold on.
Look at this shit. How awesome is this? How awesome are we? Seriously. That literally that's better than when we did Gunk Coin.
I got to tell you, people come over every once in a while and they look at that and nobody ever comments on it ever. Like, what the fuck is that? Like, what is wrong with you? But yeah, nobody gets that it's Helen Rose. It's our official Helen Rose swag.
Yeah,
Another one. Yeah, overfeeding our cats.
Oh my God, that looks like a turkey.
Our daily mat Pilates is really paying off for Miss P.
How? Jesus, that cat's like 20 pounds.
Easy.
Holy shit.
New parents here at Dix Hills Animal Hospital. Our rescue kitty gave birth to 3 beautiful kittens. She's the noise in the background is mom purring. She's so happy. She's a good mommy.
So somebody else filmed this.
Yes, that's not even her talking. Yeah, of course.
No,
This is at the hospital.
sea monkey. I mean, so somebody else did the work, and Beefus just took credit for it.
They're
what she
still at the
does.
hospital, so yeah, of course.
It took complete credit for it. Nice.
Sure, why not?
If she could turn those cats into bags, she would.
Oh my God, the
Oh
amount
God, to go to the Met Gala, it would make a coat out of those cats.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Not even a thought.
There's an amazing cat hand bag. Let me see if I can find it.
Cat handbag.
Yeah, there's a cat handbag that people wear all the fucking time. It's like a big thing.
It's a big thing.
Yeah, people wear these. There's one that actually really looks like a cat. Like it looks like it's made of fucking cat fur.
What about those giant couches that look like cats? Those are pretty cool.
Look at this taxidermy cat hamburger bag sells at auction. Holy shit.
Wait, what?
Christ.
Oh, that's wrong, bro. That's
wrong on so many fucking levels.
Tom, the taxidermy cat, was found dead on the side of the road before it was made into art. Okay, so got a second
made into
chance.
art.
Got a second chance at life. Sure, why not?
Dude, how do you not go to hell for buying that, man?
Hey, I'm just reporting it. I'm not.
I'm just saying, whoever would buy that's going straight to hell.
There are two things I know about white people. They love Rachel Ray, and they are terrified of curses.
Ay. Okay, so yeah, that's what we got. That's what we got going on. That's what we got.
Sarah Jessica Parker.
Yeah. So just my last thing is just this little Reddit tirade. I just was curious about Howard's audience. I'm curious how many people actually listen to Howard Stern in 2025. I'm guessing it's below 10,000 listeners. Howard Stern once proclaimed himself king of all media. Today he's arguably the most irrelevant man in media. The show was already fast-tracked to irrelevancy when Howard decided against recruiting a new comedian after Artie's departure. This decision was clearly a part of his ultimate plan to land a gig like America's Got Talent, a more family-friendly venture. AGT only quickened the fall, where Howard once claimed he would be so cruel it would put Simon to shame. Howard was instead on the verge of tears for a comedian who struggled with a stutter. We then get Howard's return to politics, but this time without the satire. The man who once ran for governor of New York, pushing the death penalty and saying we should use the ashes of executed criminals to fill potholes, was now hiding in his basement, frightened of human contact and seething that people dared to not support an actual corpse candidate. The legacy of Howard Stern is not a good one by any measure outside of personal finances. And we all know money can't buy happiness. Beyond the money, what has Howard done? Whose career has he ever actually helped? Which talent from the current roster has seen their career opportunities increase? When a show dies, so do many careers of people who have been forced into mediocrity. That's actually a really, really good statement. And
the only thing I'll disagree with on that is that the people on that staff aren't forced into mediocrity. They are mediocrity.
They are.
This is the best they can do.
That's exactly right. These aren't people who could do better.
This is the best they can do.
It's
Outside
like that.
Working a
It's just like that
drive-through.
Chris Christopherson song.
Yes.
Which Chris Christopherson?
Best that you can do.
Best
all
you
in love.
can do. Okay. There was something else here. Okay, this is the other one I want to read. This is Howard's last year with full staff. Here's my reasoning. And we'll end the show on this kind of thing if we want to comment on it. So listen to Howard tear apart Richard Christy last week, which was really horrible. It was actually offensive how bad he was to Richard about a charity he was at. We've dissected that plenty on this Reddit. It was cruel and highlighted Howard's lack of empathy for other people. But then over the weekend, I listened to the bit where Howard tore Sal to shreds over some old drunken audio of Sal complaining about work. Howard was a massive prick to Sal and made it extremely personal. Howard is going to personally destroy each of his staff members on air this year. Why? Because he needs a way to not feel guilty about laying off nearly all of them at the end of this contract. He needs to believe that they somehow deserved it and they had it coming. If he doesn't tear them to shreds, then he will feel pity and potentially keep them all employed. So be prepared for a lot more of these sad, deeply personal teardowns by Howard in the coming months. Mehmet, JD, Blitz, Sam, Veggie Trainer. He's going to say some awful things about them on air. He won't do it to Nowicki or Wilden because I think he really respects them as talented individuals who have lasting career prospects. P.S. Blitz truly is a snake, coming to Howard with audio and ratting out others. Such a toxic personality. Yeah.
All right. So let me go first on this. All right. First of all, he's making the assumption that Howard is like a normal human being, that you have to distance yourself before you kill something.
Yeah.
He isn't. He is a sociopath. There is absolutely no feeling of remorse in him at all. He didn't give a shit when he fired the Howard TV people. He didn't tear them apart. He didn't do anything to them.
No.
He literally brought them in and said, "Well, the contract's over. You guys basically don't have a job." Literally that nonchalant. He fired them on air without any prior warning. So it has nothing to do with that. This is him not caring about other humans. It's about him finding low-hanging fruit to attack. It's about him trying to fill airtime. He will fire all of them, just like Beefus would absolutely make a dress out of those cats to go to the
absolutely
to any type of major charity event.
Yes.
Stars are.
Yes,
So, I mean, it has nothing to do about the contract or them being fired. They're as good as dead men walking at this point. So it doesn't matter. They know it. I mean, I hope they know it by now that they're dead men walking.
Like, I can't even imagine. It's like,
Yeah.
Like somebody said in the comments, Gary said a couple of times on the wrap-up show that he's not ready to retire. And he said that if Howard retires, his first choice would be to stay on with Sirius and program Howard's channels if they keep it, or keep working with Sirius in some capacity. But he's way overpaid for what he does. Way overpaid.
I mean, him working for Sirius, they would offer him literally $80,000 a year.
Well, but the funny thing is that Gary never had another job except working at Record World. So he doesn't know how other companies or people operate.
And the thing is, and it's also so cute. It's so cute to think that they would keep Howard's stuff after he left.
You know what? I
It
think
has
in
no
some
value.
capacity, they would probably keep like a Best of Stern thing going. I don't know. I would definitely think they would give up 100 and give it to somebody who's more meaningful.
Who's relevant.
Yeah.
But I just can't imagine him keeping any of it, because the stuff from 25 years ago is it's just so not good. When you really hear it with fresh ears out of context, it's not good. It's not timely. It doesn't age well. None of his shit ages well.
No.
And the last stuff in the last 10 years is unlistenable.
Yeah.
And you can't replay it because no one wants to hear it. So tell me, why would they even keep his shit at this point? Just walk away and start anew. There's so many other good podcasters they can go out and get to fill that slot without even trying at this point, and throw a lot less money at them and less time, less effort.
They are soaring.
know.
These people, this Call Her Daddy, all these, they are soaring.
I know.
And I think at some point they'll realize, I know it's June now, but I think at some point they'll realize, we don't need Howard to be the anchor for this this entity that we have as Sirius.
No.
Right? They just don't need him anymore.
No,
And-
they-
You know what? This is literally we are in the infancy of a totally new medium. This is like when all the vaudeville guys going, "Oh, what are we gonna do now?" And they think it was vaudeville to then keep going forever. No, it's over. It's over.
That's a great analogy. That because Sirius is like vaudeville.
Yeah.
It literally it's a technology that only had a short window of time to actually be relevant, and it missed its window. It missed it by a mile. It really fucked up. Sirius fucked up so bad on so many levels.
Yeah.
To actually grow the company, that now they passed their peak. They've actually been losing subscribers. They've been past their peak now for about 4 years.
And
they're
the
slowly
reality
dying.
is with the Stern show and the reruns and stuff like that, there's none with Artie, there's none with Jackie, there's none of the great, amazing stuff that made him who he is.
But even so, let's say he's not there anymore, and they can play whatever they want. They have all those tapes. Honestly, do you think some Jackie stuff from 25 years ago or 30 years ago would play well? I mean,
No.
out of context.
No.
Because a lot of stuff, a lot of the stuff was funny because it was in context.
Well,
I mean,
yeah.
you think,
how many times have we played things that are like, was that really even funny, or is it kind of cringy right now?
Oh, wait, like, all right, the David Dinkins stuff. The David Dinkins stuff is, at the time, it was hilarious.
Absolutely.
But if you don't know who David Dinkins is, the joke is completely lost. It doesn't matter.
True.
It doesn't matter. The joke isn't funny anymore.
True.
I mean, a lot of the Billy West stuff when he did Marge Shot, most people don't know who the hell she is.
Well,
the
that's
joke actually falls kind of flat because it's
Yeah,
like,
you're right.
and that's the thing. His stuff is very dated. It's not evergreen. It never was evergreen. He's tried to make evergreen for the last 10 years, and all he made was boring. And it has no value. It literally has the stuff he did in the last 10 years has no value. Plus, it's been replayed 5,000 times. It's been beaten to death. It's literally worn. If it was a cassette
Stairway
tape,
to Heaven.
yes, exactly. If it was a cassette tape, it would have worn out already.
Yeah.
And and basically there is no future for any of his content. It has no value. They realize that. I mean, I can't imagine they're that stupid. I mean, I know they're stupid, but I don't think they're that stupid. I think they truly realize that his stuff has no value. He has no value. And he really doesn't, he doesn't transcend anything under 45 years old.
And think about that, right? And I'm just reading what Jeremy is writing here, but think about the fact that, shit, I lost my train of thought now. Would anybody then have the opportunity to have the double paywall? No. So this is like a stream of revenue that maybe they're losing, but they're not gaining anything by having Stern content, right? And it being something that anybody would ever pay for behind a paywall, ever. Right? I mean, so they lose that double paywall. Is there anything else that's behind a double paywall there? NFL? No. Maybe.
I think some of the NFL
Wasn't NFL like a separate charge? Anybody know in the chat?
I think the away game, I think getting the alternate audio, I think, because I don't even listen to Sirius outside of Howard. I really
Okay,
don't.
me neither.
I can't because I
I
just turn on
stream.
YouTube music
Same.
and I just listen to shit I like.
Same. And you know what? I was really appreciating Sly and the Family Stone today, so I just went on YouTube and I typed
fuck.
in Sly
All
and the
right,
Family
wait.
Stone.
Can we take a second
Yeah.
for the fucking 30 minutes on Sly Stone?
I forgot all about that. Yes.
Who literally wait. This is the thing, and in the thread, they Kives96 was talking. Oh well, he was a mystery guest. I don't remember him being a mystery guest. I literally think he was at WNBC. They pulled him in the room. They probably had him on for 5 minutes, and he left. I don't think they had because
Well,
he
they
had
didn't
no
have
tape.
tape of it either. So
He had
there's
no
that.
tape, which is telling me that it really wasn't anything. But to go on for a half hour on someone that's never been on your show, that honestly, people under 40, under 45 have no fucking clue who Sly Stone is. I mean, seriously, you have no idea who this guy is.
No.
And you're going on and on and giving a death wiki. It
was a solid half hour. You're exactly right.
It was solid half hour of death wiki and just useless information. They had him when he was on radio in fucking San Francisco. I don't give a shit.
No.
It's literally like no one gives a shit. And this is the complete lack of just self-awareness that Howard has about anything that is relatively good for killing time. He doesn't even have the filter to know what's good to kill time. A half hour on Sly Stone is not good to kill time.
Well, P.S. I Googled Sly Stone. I YouTubed him and I was like, oh, there's like 5 or 6 songs I like. I will put them
he had
onto
some
like
good
a little
stuff.
playlist and listen to it. But that's the easy thing that you can do on YouTube. Shut up, what about Al? That's the easy thing you can do on YouTube that you can't do on Sirius. You can't just go and say, oh, I want to hear Sly Stone. Like this
Oh, wait. This is hilarious. So Gamma Man 69, they replay the Sly Mystery Guest in the wrap-up show. Are you fucking serious?
Oh, that's interesting.
That is embarrassing. I mean, no one listens to the wrap-up show.
No,
nobody.
And that was literally the ball. That was the ball on the string to get you to go to the wrap-up show.
Wow. Okay.
That is pretty weak.
You know what the tell sign of where Howard is, because he'll never release ratings, is like over the weekend. I went on one of these sites where you can pretty much watch anything for free. There is 0.0 Howard Stern secondary market. Like before, people used to use VHS tapes. There was a whole cottage industry of how to get Howard's content, on the DL. That is completely like this. I could literally go online, go on one of these sites. I won't name it because I don't want to get in trouble.
Yes.
And like literally download the entire HR Puffin stuff catalog. Anything that's been created in the last 100 years, I can find it online for free. Howard does not exist on any of that level. And you think, well, what about like the Joe Rogans? Well, like you said, Joe Rogan gives his shit away for free on YouTube.
Because
Like
he's smart.
Theo Von is available for free. All Call Me Daddy's available for free.
If you
Everybody,
if you talk just a little bit longer, I'll be able to pull the clip on the wrap-up show.
yeah, Howard, absolutely. There's zero interest for his current content. There hasn't been. Literally has. You know, our beloved former guest person here, John. He has probably like 100 VHS tapes of Howard material. That's how people used to roll back then with Howard. None of that exists anymore. None of it. So
No,
there you go.
and here's the other part, though. If you look, and this is the other, if you look like in Gossip Things, he barely shows up in it. That's how you know you're truly done. When you don't even have gossip.
He will we've been joking about this since he renewed last time. He will end up like Larry King, like on the Roku channel somewhere. He won't go away. I'm not joking.
I know you're not joking.
He will be on one of these channels that comes for free with your Vizio TV. You know, like when you get a TV and you upload the updates and then you see like it says free TV, free movie, and they have like, you know, like Gunsmoke, like 8,000 episodes of Gunsmoke and stuff like that. Some of them are actually kind of cool. Like I once actually binged like all these like these kung fu movies, and actually it's kind of fun to watch. But Howard will end up like Larry King on one of these channel 5,322 things, talking to himself, and that will be his legacy.
Well, not only that though, but I mean, he's almost at that point now because his listenership, it's literally in the tens.
It's done.
It's in the tens.
Well, yeah, dude, but like G Canada, what you're just saying, that used to be the norm. There used to be a dozen guys that had that stuff.
I didn't hear it.
No,
Don't worry about it. You're not missing.
No, we're talking about the future of Howard, because this won't be the end of Howard. This will not. This contract, come what may, will not be the end of Howard. He will get some chump change, something, because he needs to feel like he's still like whatever, and that will be like, watch, it'll be Reddit like, oh, do you believe Howard signed with Roku? And like, yeah, we've been talking about that for years now, bro. And that's just, I mean, it's
I can see that happening on one of those little shit stations on Roku. Oh my God, I absolutely see that happening.
Like, I always use Larry King as the example. Larry King ended up, he went from CNN, when CNN was decent, and having an actual show that people gave a shit about, like Frank Sinatra was on there, like all these people were on there, to a show like literally you had to fucking use your little orphan Annie decoder ring to find. And it's sad.
I don't think he would do that. I think he thinks
he will.
Let's
go on record right now. I say he will, because it's not about the money; it's about his ego.
I agree, but I think he would wait until he was able to get a deal with a
who?
Quantity. I don't know. Netflix.
Honestly,
your money.
Honestly,
please.
The only market I can see him going on, and that's because the dude is the richest man in the world, is Twitter, like Jim Rohn did, and only just because
I think he burnt that bridge.
Well, yeah, probably.
I think he burnt
well, you
that
never
bridge.
know.
Unless he did something on YouTube.
So like in that vein, you know. And so,
YouTube, he can't though, because that's measurable. That actually
exactly.
is measurable
Dude,
results. He can't be on here.
And that, you know, don't think that he's not conscious of that. Every Twitter, YouTube,
else is measurable.
Everywhere we go, people, you can literally click. And like I've talked with Mo about them. My friend's kid used to have was one of the pioneers of the YouTube opening shit up, and she made over $1 million before she turned like 12. And if she woke up and saw her last night's video and it had what Howard's ratings are, she would have probably blanked herself. You know, like, these kids, it's measurable.
She would have turned herself off.
People follow. Yeah. So yeah, Howard will have to deal with. He will be the.
And then who does he pay out of pocket? Like Jeremy's saying, he'd have to like actually do work. He'd actually have to do.
He can't. He's too lazy.
Something.
He's way too lazy to do work. That's what I mean. It's over. I say it's over.
It's over. It's no, dude. You were 100% correct. In San Diego, there used to be a dude called Lee Hacksaw Hamilton. He was a total blowhard like Howard was.
Yes.
He got fired unceremoniously years ago. He has a YouTube channel. You go on it and literally 35 views, 20 views, 100 views if he clicked them himself. But that's Howard's destiny at this point.
Do you think that the staff, just as a general rule, who will not be able to get jobs, will then all of a sudden, all of them will just start running podcasts, which will be very
They
funny.
will try.
Oh my God, they'll have the worst
They
podcast
will
ever.
try.
It'd be great.
And they better hope Sterling John's back on the booze at that point, because that's the only venue that these guys seem to have.
Jesus.
It would be great, though. You got to admit, that would be.
It will happen. It will happen.
That would fill my heart with joy if JD got a podcast. Seriously, it would
Yes.
fill my heart with absolute glee. I would be able to rip him a new asshole multiple times a week and just be thrilled with it. That would just be amazing. Prime time with the hacksaw.
That's a San Diego joke.
you
That's
go.
really funny. But you know what? And then Jeremy, this Nick is going to be going, "Hey Mo, you want to be on my show?"
Yeah, totally. And I'll do it. I'll fucking do it.
Why not?
I would do it in a heartbeat.
Why not?
It would be
You
delicious.
can just absolutely insult them for however long you're on.
Oh,
Just
God, it
sit there
would be
and
so delicious.
beat them like a veal.
Delicious. You know, I was
Dude.
writing into the Howard Stern
There's
show. Having
another dude here in San Diego.
having something similar to what Letterman did when that guy was going off the air, and ask him if he would ever do our show. Like, it's just come. If I could just ask you 10 questions, that's what I would want to do. And I'm thinking of doing that. I'm thinking of sending an email about that, or calling and seeing.
Go
if
right ahead.
He'll never do it. It'll never happen. What are we going to say now, Xavier?
No, there's another dude named Scott Kaplan, who I used to troll on his Twitter, and at that, it's kind of like how I used to go after Richie just for fun.
Yeah.
And Richie, I love Richie now. Whatever, he's a good guy. But I used to go after this guy, and then one day some dude go, "Hey man, I think he's talking on the air about you." Apparently, he just snapped, went on a tirade on the radio, and it was so funny because he lost his job too. And like, once again, these radio guys who thought they were all high and mighty, they go on YouTube and they're lucky if they get a dozen views.
True show. JD looks like a tumor with legs, arms, head, and skin. That's not fat.
Ew.
Oh, but it's dubious if we'd understand any of JD's answers. Yeah, it would actually be like when I had Elephant Boy on, and
but he won't answer.
Huh?
Go ahead. Ask me like a theoretical question you would ask him. I'll 100% tell you how it's going to go.
Yeah,
JD. Anything.
JD, so what ended up happening with your marriage? A little bit. I feel like we could do better. I feel like we could do better, JD.
I think that's but that's gonna be his answer, bro.
Who's Elephant Boy? You did not say that.
Oh my
All right.
God! Wow.
Gary and Lisa Pontiac as the avatar.
Dick fits all. Yeah.
All right, I'm done with this. All right, it's time for us to leave. It's almost 10 o'clock. We got to go. We have tomorrow.
Yes, we have tomorrow.
We have tomorrow. So Dennis apparently put up some stuff on DJ's Classic Garage. Which
Yes, I did.
Now.
So tonight, actually, this is actually really fun. I actually did a video on the 1985 Mustang GT, the 508 show, baby, because that car gave Mustang street cred.
Yeah.
Mustangs didn't have street cred before that car.
Yeah.
Are you rolling in your 5.0 with the red top down so your hair could blow?
See, there's songs about the car. It had street cred.
Yeah, so I don't know. I don't know if Ice Ice Baby is street cred though, bro.
It's still street cred.
So that's up tonight. That's up now.
It's already up. It's out there. It's live. I just go into the whole history of that. It's called the Fox Body, and how it really changed cars, because up to that point was the malaise era, which we call the era in the 70s of the cars that were so boring no one remembers them. And it literally made cars fun again. It made muscle cars happen. It made horsepower wars happen. And it was all because Ford just said, well, fuck it. And they just, all right, we'll make something really fast. Okay, cool.
Wait. I thought truck stop lizards made cars fun again.
And then and Dennis is hopefully going to be expanding his show out to both Rumble and Instagram at some point.
Yeah.
So be on the lookout for that.
Maybe Kick.
Please go to and maybe Kick. So
I'm doing a live this Thursday.
At what time?
I'm going to be hopefully on Rumble, because I may have worked it out right. I don't know. And on YouTube. So that's going to be fun. And it's going to be the music show. We're going to talk about car songs besides some other news. But
awesome.
Yeah.
I'm so glad we had this time together just to have a laugh or sing a song. Seems we just got started, and before you know it, comes the time we have to say so long. Good night, everybody. God bless, and we'll see you anon.
Good night, everybody, and grease for peace.
Thanks for hanging with us tonight. Please join us for any discussion at RadioGunk.com in the forum section. Follow us on Instagram or Twitter at RadioGunk. And don't forget to like this and subscribe to us and hit that little bell so that you know when we're going to have a new show. Thanks.